ZPL Helper is a developer tool that makes it easy to create ZPL formatted labels that you can print from FileMaker. And this is a huge advantage compared to the typical way that you might do label printing in FileMaker because it requires no print driver, no plugin, no barcode fonts or other add-ins, and it works from any client, Mac, Windows, iOS, WebDirect, even a script running on the server. This is the dashboard, and at the bottom left you have some simple configuration options, your printer IP, your printer's resolution. And if I wanted to create a new label, I would click New Label, but for this demo we'll just look at a label that I've already created in my list here. And so this is the label editor, and across the left side you have a list of all of the elements that are on this label. So if I just cycle through them here, you can see that as I do that, the options here on the right change depending on the type of element that I've selected. This is a barcode, this is a rectangle, this is a text object. I'm going to go ahead and make a change to this label now. I'm going to add an element. We're going to give this a name. We're going to call it order number. And it's going to be a text element, but this is where I would choose some different barcode symbologies, shapes, or even a graphic. And I'm going to insert some sample data here. And you can see now it's already rendering in the preview here at the top left. That's at coordinate 0, 0. And the coordinates here are expressed in dots. So we're going to move this over to 400 and down 1,000. If I wanted to, I could change the orientation. And I can use these buttons as well to move the objects on the screen 10 dots at a time, or I can hold down Shift and move them 1 dot at a time as well. This is font 0. Font 0 is scalable, so I can make small changes to the font height or the width to change the size of the font and the ratio of it. But there are other fonts to choose from. All of the other fonts are fixed, non-scalable fonts. They will scale. Once you hit a threshold, they will double in size or triple in size and so on. So let's go ahead and change this to font E, and I'll move it up a little bit. Okay, let's add another text element. This time we'll add a slogan like the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. And let's move that down 1,000 as well. You can see that this is spilling off the edge of the page, so this is a case where we actually need a box. So I check this box. As soon as I did that, you see it all scrunched up there. So that's because the box does not have any width. So we're going to put 500 here. And right now it's defaulting to a maximum of 1 line, but the text doesn't fit on 1 line, so that's why it's overlapping. So if we add another row, or perhaps another 2 rows, we won't see that problem anymore. And let's move this to the right and up a little bit, align it in the center. Nice. I'm also going to check this box here that says fixed, because this text is going to print on every label. It's not going to be changed by FileMaker. Now if I wanted to test my label, I could click print and it would print to the label printer that I configured earlier. I could also do that up here if I had forgotten. But I'm ready to get this out into FileMaker, so let's go ahead and click copy. And let me show you what it copied. This is just the raw ZPL with the sample data. But I also have another option to copy the FileMaker calculation. So let's try that one. You can see this one has a let function at the top, and it tells me where I would replace with field references or variables or calculations. You can see right here is the order number field that I specified first. Notice that you don't see the field 16, I believe, because I indicated that that was fixed. So that text is hard-coded onto the label. I also have a third option to copy the actual FileMaker script steps. So I can go ahead and click copy. And because this computer doesn't have base elements installed, it's offering to download it and install it for me. I'll click OK. And in just a few moments, it now says copied to clipboard. So I can go ahead and create a new FileMaker file or open my own file. Create a new script and paste the script steps. So it's pasted 3 steps here, 2 variables. The first variable is the ZPL, and this is where I have the calculation that I showed you earlier. The second step declares the printer's IP address or the host name, so you can change that here. If I had set it in the Helper app, it would have included my default. And lastly, this is how you actually print the ZPL in FileMaker. It's very simple. You simply post the ZPL to the printer's IP address at the PSTPRNT endpoint. And that's all there is to creating ZPL in ZPL Helper and printing it in FileMaker. Thanks for watching.